You have been the consummate host for Beth Bell. I can't help but think of our mutual father, Abraham, who, when the strangers arrived, provided not just a bit of shade, a morsel of bread, and a little water, but also cakes made of the choicest flour, milk and curds, and the choicest and tenderest of hams. You have, like Abraham, gone completely out of your way to provide the finest for the strangers that arrive at your door. You provided us your fellowship home for 16, or fellowship hall as our home for 16 months. Amazingly, you made the decision to keep your kitchen vegetarian for 16 months so that we would have an easier time keeping it kosher. You moved your fall festival from Saturday, Sunday so that we could participate. You undecorated and redecorated your sanctuary for Christmas so that we could have peace in celebrating a bar mitzvah and feel good about that. You wrote us sympathy notes when our brothers and sisters in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, were so tragically murdered. And sympathy notes from the heart. You shared learning about housing segregation in Durham. You had book reads. You attended our second Seder's, all so that we could not only occupy your space, but also become friends and community together. You gave us maybe the biggest gift of all, the gift of teaching us the example of the meaning of hospitality. As a token of our appreciation, we have two gifts to present to you. One, I'm not going to actually hand you, but we are going to make a contribution of $18,000 to the renovation of your narthex, the entryway to your sanctuary, so that your entry to your sanctuary can be full of the warmth and welcome that you have shown us. And the 18, as you may know, in Judaism is a symbol for life. So we wish you a good life 1,000 times over. Made by our own Beth L. artist, created by Galia Goodman, as a reminder of the community that we have built together, with the words on it that we just sang. How good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters dwell together in unity.
Because I'll need to be able to look at you to make it through without crying. Oh, they've got their tissues. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. Those words come to us from an epistle letter, 1 John, somebody writing in the name of the Apostle Paul. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. We believe with Christian discipleship that it is both a way of being and it is a process of becoming. It is a way of being as God's beloved children, and it is a process of becoming as we are transformed by that love, by that experience of the divine that is more overwhelming and significant and purging and purifying and incredible than we could ever name. There's this trajectory of relationship that we've all experienced, that trajectory of moving from acquaintanceship to friendship to intimacy. We say in some ways we can move on this trajectory in our relationship with God, moving from acquaintanceship to friendship to intimacy. And when we gathered together and came into relationship with one another, as in some ways acquaintances, you may have felt yourselves to be strangers or guests in our place. We experienced you as neighbors and friends and welcomed you as such. But over the course of that way of being as families of Abraham together, we experienced a process of becoming as a community at Trinity Avenue as we were transformed by the love and the presence of God that was embodied in all of you. So it's overwhelming and a little bit embarrassing to receive these lavish expressions of gratitude. Just some of many that you have given to us in teaching us and opening up your homes and opening up your hearts to us. And I say that it is overwhelming and a little embarrassing because you keep saying thank you, but we are the ones who owe you so much because you have transformed us with an experience of God, and you have hastened our process of becoming as God's children, as families of Abraham, by the way that we have come to see how surely good our God is to love us so much as to bring us into relationship with you and to make us kin. And so we thank you. I thank you on behalf of Trinity Avenue. With all of my heart, I thank you. And we commit to the rest of our lives and to telling the story, as you do so well, for generations to come, of our friendship, of our kinship, to the glory of God, to the blessing of God's name, and to our communities. I'm reminded of one of my favorite hymns. It is called My Shepherd Will Supply My Need, and it's based on the 23rd Psalm. And the last verse of it goes like this. The assured provision of my God attends me all my days. Oh, make thine house be mine abode, and all my work be praise. There would I find a settled rest, while others go and come. No more a stranger, nor a guest, but like a child at home. No more a stranger, nor a guest, but like a child at home. Because of your kinship, we feel more like children in God's home, in our own house. You are always welcome, not as strangers, not as guests at Trinity Avenue, but as children in God's home. May in this beautiful, marvelous, sanctified space, you know yourselves not as strangers, not as guests, but as children in God's home. And may the lavish blessing of our God be upon you and those who are yet to come, that all who pass through these doors for the generations beyond us, that they too would feel themselves not as strangers, not as guests, but as children in God's home. May the blessing of God be with you, and thank you, and amen.
Let's remain standing. Let's remain standing. And as we are standing, I'm going to call forward a few special people first. I'm going to call forward, and I take a moment to thank and acknowledge my wife, Jennifer. She hates this moment. I love you very, very much. You couldn't do any of this without her. We're going to call for Jennifer and my mom, who's here, and Sabina, and they are going to open our ark for this moment of dedication. They had no idea this is happening, but they're going to. See, it's happening. And we're also now going to call forward Bethel's president, Debbie Goldstein, and Ralph and Renee Snyderman, and our honorary campaign co-chairs, James Tolsky and Alana Saraf. Joel Fleischman will call them up in absentia. Right there, right in front. And Bethel's Rabbi Emeritus, Rabbi Steve Zager. And Gladys. Did I say Gladys? And Gladys. Sorry. Of course. And they're each going to take a glass. And in a moment, we're going to open our ark. Now the ark is being opened, and we are going to inaugurate our building by breaking a glass. Now, this is a custom that is familiar to many of us from a Jewish wedding, and I want to explain why it is that we're doing this today. We break a glass at a Jewish wedding as one of many customs in the Jewish tradition to remember the destruction of the temple. The rabbis teach in the Talmud, one may stucco a house, but you should leave a little bit bare. You may prepare a banquet, but you should leave out an item or two. And a woman may put on all her jewelry if she'd like, but she should leave out one item. Yeah, do this straight too. Yeah. One way of explaining the custom of breaking a glass, and let's everybody just take a moment and look at that beautiful ark. It takes your breath away. One way of explaining the custom of breaking a glass at a wedding is to remember that the chuppah is the couple's first home. And we break a glass to dedicate that home. And in doing so, to remind ourselves that the chuppah exists in a world where the temple is destroyed. And what that means, what that does is remind the couple that it's not only important to connect to the history of the Jewish people, but that their marriage exists for a purpose. Why did they go from being one individual to becoming two individuals? And the purpose of coming together is to help redeem a world which is broken. The idea is, and this was the idea in the temple, that the windows of the temple didn't bring in lights from the outside. The windows in the temple were actually shaped to shine light from inside the temple out into the world, which needed God's light. And so, what we do today, and I'm going to ask everybody to look at your programs. Look at your programs. And we are going to read a dedication together. Our glass breakers should put their glasses at their feet to be ready to break. And we're going to read this dedication, and what we're reminding ourselves of is that this building which we are dedicating isn't just for us. It exists to shine light, to shine God's light, to shine goodness and righteousness and justice and all that is right in the world out into the world. And we're going to take the shards of these glasses and we're going to bring them together and make of them a mezuzah. And that mezuzah is going to be on the doorpost of our main entrance. And it's there to remind each and every one of us, every time we enter and every time we leave, that this place exists to bring comfort to those in need and to bring justice and light and God's presence into the world. So please read together with me, and then you guys are going to break. in dedicating our newly rebuilt home. We, the community of Bethel, standing on the shoulders of our ancestors who brought us to this holy